Chargers! Old people! Troy, what are we doing with the food?
I don't know.
I can't.
I said I don't
know. Okay, so we got Schmeat, you got bread. Schmeat.
You want some bread?
A Nintendo Switch. Yeah,
Anyway.
we got fancy chargers. And we have space to lay down. So like I can lay down here, and then you can lay down here, and both Izzy and Shania can lay down back there. Boom! Oh, now I'm back.
The confidence level has risen this week. I'm excited for walking to the state tournament. You've never been to a tournament like this. Even the very first one, I was standing next to the coach from Waldorf. He said, this was our first year 100 wrestlers. He said, this tournament is bigger, better, more exciting than the California State Championship, which has been probably one of the first girls state championships. So that was then. That was 100 girls. Now we're at 8 mats, 740 girls. You'll never see anything like it.
The tournament that we have, the girls state tournament in Iowa, despite not being sanctioned, is honestly nicer than most girls tournaments.
Iowa City is, that is the wrestling mecca, right? So the fan base there is huge, but the support, the local support for wrestling is huge there.
I was nervous and I'm like, I hope I just make it past the first day. Like, that was my goal. From the beginning of the season, I didn't try anything, and then like towards the end of the season, I like tried different moves. When it like hit, it's like, oh yeah, like I like this and I can do these moves, and like I like to try different things. Like,
I knew Danny had a tough first round opponent. She'd even mentioned during the week, her record and who she was, matched up against. I know she was kind of nervous about it. I kind of talked to her a little bit about if they're gonna, hand out the awards at the beginning of the tournament, we don't need to wrestle this. That's how it's gonna be. If it's someone seeded and they just get that award, we don't need to wrestle it. I know she took a lot of my talks very personally, and because I could see it every day. I think she probably shed tears in practice, which was not my intention, but I wanted them to start believing in themselves more so than they had any other time. I think Danny ended up starting down. I think she ended up getting, down a little bit in the match.
So, what's the other thing I've been saying all week long? No matter what happens, you are enough, right? I've been saying that all week long. You are enough, with or without a medal, with or without being on the podium. Whether we win or lose, it doesn't matter, because you are enough. Every single one of you should be confident. Every single one is strong. Every single one of you have worked very hard. Every single one of you deserve this. There's many reasons and excuses why we aren't that person. We know everybody in the bracket. There's a lot of reasons why and excuses why we don't think we're that person. But guess what? We are that person. That Ridgeview singlet, people are scared of that. We have a reputation in girls wrestling in the state of Iowa. They're scared of you. Now use that to your advantage.
But then I think something clicked on her somewhere. There was some sense of confidence that came through. And she ended up coming through, and just things that we worked on in the room, you can see those coming out. She was doing all the right things at the right times and wrestling with confidence. She was real close to Tech following this girl that had a winning record, that was expected to probably win that match. So it was pretty exciting to see that. As a person that came out last year, maybe hadn't achieved exactly what she wanted to achieve, but then to see that confidence level rise and then just to compete. So it was pretty cool.
I'm bad at it. Diana's good at it.
I think Tatum was clearly nervous going into state, and a lot of it was a little bit of self-doubt. Even if you, as an athlete, if you do a lot of the right things and prepare for competition, if you've been there before and you didn't get the results you want, that's always in the back of your mind. That's really hard to squeeze out, and I know that was in the back of Tatum's mind.
Like last year, kind of had a rough state year, and I was kind of sad. Which
quite frankly wasn't that bad, right? On the grand scheme of things, last year she went 4-2 and lost in the blood round. But to her, she didn't make the podium, which is true, right? And there's a lot of mental cues, visual cues, auditory cues that remind you of that, right? Walking into that arena, oh, this is the place where I didn't place last year. That's hard.
You've been ready for a long time. You've been ready for this for months. And I'll be proud no matter what. Just go out, clear head, stay in good position, and let your muscles do the work. Yeah? You're ready.
Then you got mat number 4, Emma Pinko, Clear Lake, Emily Waters, Anamosa.
Yes.
I think she kind of was squirrely. I mean, that's a good way to put it. She was just kind of all over the place. Yeah, that doesn't happen often, that you actually get the setup, and she shot completely through the person, and she was like, where are they?
Sometimes you just need to go out there, get the first match out of the way, get the nerves out on the mat, and recollect yourself. And that's what that first match was about. You think your mind's right, maybe your body hasn't quite caught up yet. Your mind's ready to go, but your body's a little supercharged, and that's probably what happened with her.
That was a really weird match.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, that first one out of the way.
Those are good first ones to have, honestly.
Do you think it'll get better from here?
Yeah. That's the match. You're off the mat within 20 minutes.
Yep, that's what we want. We want you on the match like that.
That was. Do you think I've been wrestling like that the rest? I hope not.
Hey, that was a good match. You did what you
It didn't feel great.
It doesn't matter. You could. Hey, you might have.
Should I get in the pocket?
That one's done and over with, so it's in the past. We won. Move on. Move to the next match. It doesn't matter.
If you win 5 ugly matches, you're state champion. Ugly matches are okay.
Yeah, they don't have to be all.
I need to.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, I don't want that. So, just precautionary.
They just told me to keep taking medicine. And my mom told me, you're wrestling this week, and I'm like, I know. But that's about all I had to say about it. Once you come onto a team, everyone treats each other like family, and I'm that person that doesn't like to let people down because I know they are not going to let me down.
we'll preach to Izzy, get off the mat quick. And we're gonna nurse that injury. We're not doing anything. We're not cutting anybody to get more takedowns, to get more mat time. We're gonna take people down. We're gonna pin them and get off the mat. That's how we're running Izzy's matches.
Izzy pinned her. Did you see Izzy?
I was there. It was with a headlock, and she hates headlocks.
That's why sometimes stuff, especially at state tournaments, stuff like appears, and you're like, oh, I guess I better hit this. So, pretty cool.
Oh, I got blood on my singlet.
Oh, do you?
From the other girl.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. Boys.
Nation side at the 100-pound weight class, so be ready for your call. On deck,
We realize
mat number 7, Alexis Alexander and Lucy Rush on deck on mat number 1. On deck on mat number 6, Fernanda Ramirez, Westport champion, Sydney O'Cleary.
The second match, I believe, maybe didn't have as much confidence, and I think she maybe wrestled a little tougher opponent also. She didn't wrestle maybe to that same level of confidence. Got taken down and got turned. Didn't fight off her back, maybe felt something different that match.
I was frustrated, but not much I can do. Look on to the next match is all I had to do.
Go out there. I felt like I would wrestle.
On deck, mat number 5, Cheyenne Bowman.
That's what happened. You shot right past.
I know.
On deck, mat number 8, Addison Smith, Watson Bronson versus Lily Love from Charles City.
Shaylee Sutherland from Spencer. I believe this is Tatum's 4th time wrestling her this year. She's wrestled her twice before and gotten the fall. The third match between these two at Spencer was a bit of a nail biter because Tatum actually gave up a takedown early on. They had shrunk down the periods to 1-1-1 instead of 2-2-2. So if you get behind, you have less time to come back. And so she actually had to come from behind and ended up pinning her with a bar in that match. So this was a big match for us. It's usually harder because they know you more and you can't get away with as much unless you've improved a lot more. And I think that's what we're going to see here in a little bit.
How strong are you?
You know, I think Tatum knew that Shaylee was hungry, and she knew that she had some success against Tatum in their third match, and that probably gave her some confidence. Shaylee had also dispatched her first 2 opponents pretty quickly, so I think Shaylee was probably riding a wave of confidence. She was excited to see if she could do some of the things that she did to Tatum in the first period of their previous match. Shaylee still gets a little deeper than what we would like to see, but you know, Tatum was ready for it. We talked a lot about body language, and when you come back to the center of the circle, if you look like you're ready to go, your head's up, it's demoralizing for your opponent. If they see that you as a wrestler are still feeling good and they know they're tired, it's hard. It's hard for them to come back. And you can see, you know, the look on Shaylee's face. It's one of kind of despondence, like, ow.
I love watching the light drain out of my opponent's eyes.
And that's wrestling. A lot of times if you can wear down your opponent, you can sort of break their willingness to make the little adjustments that it takes to be successful.
So first, I'm like, okay, I need to win this one or I'm out. And then if I win this one, I make it on to Saturday.
On deck, mat number 6. On deck, mat number 7, Veronica Bates.
Many times when Danny would get down, then she would lose her confidence and things wouldn't go right.
On deck, mat number 6, Carly Tobin, North Union. Evelyn Kramer, South Central Calhoun. Tobin, North Union.
Yeah, so she got down again at the beginning, but then and fought back. So for her to even fight back from a getting down situation, it just shows that maybe that confidence level finally hit. Maybe she's starting to understand, starting to get it.
Mat number 1.
That's what I was really impressed with her this tournament. She wrestled with confidence again.
You got this. What up, dudes?
She had no problem taking her down. That's right. She was really struggling on top and wasn't able to get things done. The girl had a great base and didn't really do much, but I know it was frustrating as he. Izzy had also taken down in the second period, which we kind of were a little bit worried about that with her elbow injury. I didn't want to get chopped on a lot.
Definitely a risk of hurting my elbow even more, but I was more worried about points. I make my arm really, really straight right there, and that's when it started to hurt. Tired, elbow's killing me, and feels like the match is taking forever.
She kind of looked over and she said, "Can I cut her, or can we?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I absolutely 100%." Any athlete that's confident enough to tell me I need to be in this position, go for it.
That was a terrible out drop. She almost got control and got two on me. I won that match. Gotta fight the pain and go win the next match.
I remember getting her off the mat. We went over to the training area instantly because she had said her elbow was hurting.
Like after that match, Troy's like, "You need ice?" I'm like, "Probably." So we go and get ice, and Tatum's helping me rip the tape off my arm.
Spencer McCleary, Iowa City High, knocked the call. Spencer on deck, mat number 7.
Cut the tape off. I put a bag on top, bag on the bottom, wrapped it up. But she did a really good job. I mean, it can be ugly at the state tournament. It doesn't matter as long as you advance. It's again, on and off the mat. The only match that's important is the one we're wrestling right now. It's not the state final 3 rounds away from it. It's the match we're in.
You also really good.
Yeah, you actually did. You looked calm the whole time. Me and your dad were talking. I'm like, she looks like it's another day at the office.
Yeah.
You looked like you were just vibing out there. Like it was like you were about ready to go home and take a nap. Like honestly, like, and you still were kicking her ass. So, my cousin's still a little sick, but.
Oh, you look great.
You looked good.
And then I could just see it. Here comes the.
We're gonna have to get your single strap over that. It'll be fine.
On deck on mat 4, Anna Wellings, Ottumwa, Riley Wilson, Deborah, Wellings of Ottumwa.
And then I go and chill for a while, just icing it, and definitely bugged me probably for the rest of the night and into the morning.
Like the top of it is moldy. Let me see.
That's because they were all
Yeah, it's squishy. It's like a little stress ball.
It's because they were all smushed in the pool.
Squish it. It relieves stress. Pretty bad. Just squishing the orange.
Look, we're getting judged by people because you guys look like idiots.
I don't care. They can get their booties whooped by us.
I'm thinking about getting another goldfish. Does anyone want to get a goldfish with me? You will?
Should we all be the parents to it?
Yes.
I'll get a goldfish.
We'll all get.
I want to be a parent to your goldfish.
Good luck, Maury.
Gary, look, Maury.
We're at this is it, you know, and I can't express enough how proud I am of everybody right now. Danny, I'm so proud that you're at this second day of the tournament. This is going to be a historic tournament. We know that already. So let's enjoy the moment. So let's enjoy the moment with some wins. And you guys are all capable of moving on to that next match. We know that. And it's the next match. So let's just concentrate on that and just be you. No one can beat you guys when you are at your top, when you're at your game. You're the only person that's beating you is this thing right here. Okay, we have 3. Last time today. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Family!
I think she cared. I think she knew this might be the last time she gets to compete as a senior. Those are moments, that we all have had as athletes. At last competitions, always kind of special. And you remember those, and you remember what happened, and win or lose, you definitely remember those matches and stuff. So.
Through the 7th place match at each weight. Our silver bracket matches, placement matches, will be assigned to match number 8. Those are about 9,001 through 9,008. Most stage, on match number 5, Constellation, Tina Harden, Arrow, Dave Kennedy, Trainer. On match number 6, Billy Rosales, Spencer,
The girl was definitely a good wrestler. It did not look good. that's tough, but there's still time on the clock. And it's always one of our mantras is find a way. And I know Jason or I was yelling that, find a way, Danny, find a way. And we were talking at what point do we maybe cut her and try to get the takedowns, 2 takedowns in a short amount of time. We were like, find a way. We say it to our wrestlers all the time when they're kind of in a sticky spot at the end of the match.
I'm like thinking I need to do something here or I'm done. Like, my season's over.
That's a great comeback. Those are the moments people remember. She's going to remember that match for the rest of her life. I'm happy that as we're coaching her and saying, you can do this, you can find a way, and then she does, is amazing. And to see how far she'd come to. It's not just a match. It's a culmination of over 1.5 years of wrestling for her. So it's kind of like, hey, look what I could do. Look what I did.
What was going through your head in that moment?
A hungry dog is a dangerous dog.
We spent a lot of time in the room that week talking about the fact that they are enough. Sorry. This is the part of coaching that it's hard for me. They do everything we ask of them, and we're so proud of them. And I want them to know that people care about them, and I think when that stuff happens, I think that that's such a special thing for a coach.
It's grit. It's a persistence, an ability and a willingness to persist in the face of adversity. Not only in terms of persistence and grit, but in confidence. In Danny knowing that as she faces challenges in life, and even those that seem like they might be insurmountable, that there's probably a way.